Wow, wow. I don't want vagina abs to stick. That sounds so awful.
Daddy, what's that?
Cyborg, I want to point out that you can't say the word wolf. You said night wolf before, and it's pissed me off ever since.
No beta code. I'm surprised.
Not bowing down to the con. That's a paddling.
Hey, Cyrax boy, guess what?
Who the fuck doesn't like Yoshi?
I don't like Yoshi.
What the fuck?
Yoshi.
How do we feel about Tremor? Because I gotta say this. I want to see him come.
Yes, but it's because I'm actually peeing in a bucket at the bottom of my seat. So
Nitara's design.
You know, you're saying Nitara again.
Oh shit, thank
Just let it go.
I'm on so many drugs at the moment.
Great. Glad to hear it.
Alright, well, I'm done being serious. We can talk about the taste of cock again. If that's what you guys want to.
Wait, what?
This is my fucking ass hanging out. What, bitch?
Are we
Guys,
even
not
recording right
understand-
now?
We're not recording, of course not.
wondering.
Nobody's gonna listen to this.
I hear like the sound of like bullets being loaded into a chamber and like shots being fired.
Is it like an air gun? I don't.
I'm hearing like Russian roulette like right up next to the mic. What's going on? Yeah, definitely taking shots with a rifle.
Welcome back to the Nethercast. I am Cyborg. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, joined by Temp, Razor, and Shad. Episode 71. Thanks for tuning in, as I said before. And hey, check out the closed Facebook group. It is a group, not a page, so you don't have to like it. You just have to ask to join, and we will approve you. Nice little community going on there. And I think the guilds are both still full. I'm still hoping that they raise those on the console versions. But yeah, how are you guys doing this week? We had CEO this week, so we'll definitely be talking about that. Other than that, not a whole lot of news that was revealed. So we're just kind of in limbo between Red Hood's reveal and Sub-Zero's reveal, so I don't expect a whole lot else to be announced in between. But yeah, we did have CEO, which had some hype tournament action, so let's just jump right into it and just kind of freestyling this week. What are you guys feeling?
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I mean, I guess it's not a meaningful statement to say the best tournament yet, but yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Did a Scarecrow win the tournament? Is that what I remember hearing?
Yeah,
White Boy
buddy.
Scarecrow won.
That
Good
was great.
shit.
Yeah, I was happy that he won with Scarecrow. I didn't watch the full thing. Unfortunately, I was gone during most of the finals, like the top 8. I think I caught the first 2 sets I caught like 3 or 4 sets in the top 8. But yeah, I missed like the last half of the finals, which is a shame because I was really digging it. But yeah, I thought it was awesome. I was happy to hear that Sonic Fox did not win again. I like the idea of multiple people winning, creating those rivalries, and who's going to win next time type of thing. You got to have some sort of belief that somebody else will win one of these things. Otherwise, it just gets a little stale, for me at least. And I was happy to see him win with Scarecrow, WhiteBoi win with Scarecrow out of all the characters, because like the top 8 was just filled with Black Adams, and I was just starting to like, oh really, God, everybody's using the same damn character because he's so damn good. It's like the same go-to characters. You either have Batman, Black Adam, or Aquaman, it seemed like. And then you got your Atrocitus here. Yeah. Not a whole lot of Deadshot, surprisingly, this time around.
I didn't see any Deadshot. I mean, I only saw the top 16 in some of the Friday matches, but I don't recall any Deadshot.
Yeah, I wonder if that gimmick has passed.
Guilt. It's because of guilt that there were no dead shots.
Oh no, there's
Everyone
no
fed too
trust
filthy.
me. There is absolutely no guilt amongst those players. Trust me. The way that Tekken Master was not Tekken Master, Forever King was throwing the batarangs just nonstop. There was no guilt there. And when he lost,
Fair enough.
when he lost to WhiteBoi Scarecrow, to me, I just like shouted in glee because I was just so tired of seeing that dude just throw endless battering. It's like fucking Batman's not even like a zoner, for God's sakes, and he was still just like endlessly keeping him out. But then WhiteBoi managed to keep it together, so I was pretty hyped. There was a lot of close matches that had some cool comebacks.
Maybe
I
people
think
just like trained against Deadshot and like really learned his shit early on, so it was kind of this double psych out effect where people didn't want to pick Deadshot because they knew people would be prepared for Deadshot.
It's possible. Or maybe they just realized that even though Deadshot is really good, there's definitely better than Deadshot and much harder to deal with than Deadshot, and yeah, and that goes by the name of Black Adam, who like I felt like half the players played Black Adam, so I was happy just to see Black Adam not win this tournament.
Yeah, it's not really Deadshot guilt. It's guilt, Adam, and Aqua guilt. That's really what's going on here. And I do want to talk about those two, but and I don't even know if I want to bring up this point, because for those who haven't seen the top 8, if you haven't watched it yet, you should, because what I'm about to say was probably the second hypest moment in the tournament outside of WhiteBoi winning. But it was so badass when fucking Sonic Fox and Forever King were in the losers bracket, and everyone's like, okay, who's Sonic Fox going to pick? Is it going to be Black Adam or is it going to be Deadshot? And he goes with the canon matchup, and he picks Joker. And he bodied Forever King. I believe it was 3-0. So that was insane. I mean, people have been downplaying Joker for a very long time now. And I agree he has problems, but I think... I don't want to blow up the Joker community. I until I lab that character, I really don't have too much room to talk. But I am not convinced that character is as bad as everyone's saying he is. And that was so hyped. That was crazy. The confidence from Sonic Fox to pick what people are calling a bottom 5 character, that just for the sake of Joker versus Batman, just too badass. And I don't want, okay, real quick, I don't want to hear anyone from the Joker community say Forever King didn't know the matchup. They played that match in Wednesday Night Fights a few nights before. That they played it before. It's happened. And even if he didn't, it's a supposed bottom 5 character. In theory, you should only have to play your game, especially if you're Batman, who can essentially do everything. So I don't want to hear that matchup shit. He lost because Sonic Fox played a crazy good Joker. And that's the thing. I don't want to hear it with Sonic Fox either. It's like, oh, well, that's Sonic Fox. Shut the fuck up. No, it's not just Sonic Fox. He tried that shit with Cryomancer, and he failed. Because everyone thought Cryomancer was top 10. Oh, my God. But no, that wasn't the case. So, no, I don't want to hear that either.
I remember hearing that Joker was kind of not the greatest, but I wasn't aware he was actually bottom 5. What sucks about him, according to the masses?
Well, people complain about his zoning. His zoning's fine. There's nothing fucking wrong with his zoning. It's not like Deadshot zoning, but thank God. Some people complained they nerfed the hurt box on his air normals. I still think his air normals are very good. His parry isn't perfect, which I agree with that, but he gets pretty good damage off of it. And his lows are predictable. That's what I've gleaned so far. Now, I don't want to completely bash the Joker community. Like, first of all, it's not all of them complaining. Second of all, they could say, well, Temp, you have not labbed the character, and they'd be right. So I do want to do that, but God, I really get mad when people say, when Sonic Fox says the character's good, and people say that's Sonic's Fox. He would say that anyway. No, you don't get to say that. If someone wins a top 8 match with a character, they get to say whatever the fuck they want. I don't want to hear this, oh, that's Sonic's Fox. His opinion doesn't count. No, you fucking use the character in top... God, I don't want to go into a rant, but there's this was the same bullshit with Kano in NKX that pissed me off so much. People who didn't go to tournaments wanted him buffed. Not because he was bad, but because he was, quote, not tournament relevant. And that shit drove me fucking bonkers. I'm like, no, if you want to show me Joker isn't good, you have to travel and show me the deficiencies, okay? There's no paper fighting here. Sonic Fox won a match against one of the best players in the world. Right now, I don't think he's that bad. I will believe it when I see it. That's
I want to
all
know.
I'm gonna say.
Can you show me? All right. Yeah. What you're saying?
I was about to go into Fleetwood Mac. I don't know if I know that one. Go on. Yeah.
I want to know what trash tier is.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no.
But
I
yes.
mean, what you're saying makes sense, so I can't argue with that. I don't have a strong opinion on what you just said, but yeah, because it's not really anything that I deal with. I don't play Joker. I don't play any of those characters that you just threw out there, so I don't really have an opinion on them. But yeah, I think your analysis on there is fair and accurate, and I guess we'll find out in time. But yeah, where did Sonic Fox end up placing, by the way? I didn't know.
He got 3rd. He was beaten by Slayer, who, by the way, has...
Slayer.
I think that's his second... I know, that's right. That's so fitting. Because he's beat him before, too. He actually took him out in MKX in one of the tournaments. I can't remember which one. But historically, he's one of I think maybe one of the only MKX players to ever take on Sonic Fox outside of Dizzy that I can think of. No one else comes to mind unless we're talking about that time someone beat his shitty Crownmancer. So that's not fair. His Crownmancer is very, very good, but nonetheless, he lost. Slayer, I felt kind of bad for Slayer, to be honest with you, because after Slayer beat Sonic Fox, the whole chat blew up with "Congrats, WhiteBoi," and I'm like, that's kind of funny. I laughed. So
Yeah.
we kind of all knew Scarecrow was taking it at that point, but he still played very well. Slayer did a great performance. But yeah, what's up?
No, yeah, I dug when the crowd broke out into a WhiteBoi chant. Like they were cheering him on because he was at that point he was the underdog during that match, and he pulled it through against Batman. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that dude's actually hyped too. Like he got into it when he won his rounds. It was pretty sick. It was awesome. And I want to say he played Doomsday in the last game. It was either Doomsday or Aquaman. I can't remember, but I think he was a Doomsday player. And he was really good. I don't know if he took anything, but he was really talented in the last Injustice. And I think he played some MKX. I think I remember playing... God, I can't even remember anymore. But the dude's super good. He's super talented, and that's part of the many things I get sick of hearing is like, oh, WhiteBoi just played the shit out of him. Scarecrow's not actually good. No, Scarecrow's a really fucking good character. I don't buy that narrative at all. I think Scarecrow is really strong, but I don't know. There's another reason why I've been reading TYM way too much lately in like the last 3 days, so I don't know. I should probably take a break. People were downplaying Scarecrow so hard. I think the character's really strong still.
Yeah, no, I my only argument was I didn't think he was broken, but he's clearly good. I mean, he's got a lot of tools, and especially since they fixed his wake-ups, that just helped him even more. So yeah, he's got a lot of... He seems like he's a very good momentum character when he gets in, as we first thought when they revealed his trailer, is when he gets in, you're shitting your pants because you don't know what the fuck to do, because he's got a lot of good stuff to deal with when he's within sweep distance from you. So yeah.
I feel like he's getting better too. I was watching Ultra Chen, and Ultra David mentioned that he has an option select where if you try to jump his tick throw, he can option select into down 2. That's just horrifying to me. That's just like the worst thing I've ever heard. I don't know if it's like corner specific, but if that catches on, he is top 5 potential in my opinion, because that's really fucking scary. I mean, either way, he's safe-ish at least, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Other CEO thoughts. It was funny when Madsen destroyed that chair and then the dude sold it. Like I remember the dude that the chair like rolled into, but it like barely hit his shin, and then he just sold it like a Ric Flair bump, and he just like passed out.
Are we discussing wrestling or esports?
Both.
We'll see.
I mean, it did
kind of
take
one and the same.
Yeah, it did take place in a wrestling ring. To be fair.
Oh my!
They've always been good about that. CEO puts on a hell of a top 8 on Sunday. I love that tournament so much.
Why it's in a
I'd love to
wrestling
go one
ring,
day.
I
I've never been,
I
but-
couldn't tell you, but I dig it. I like the idea, I guess.
Well, I don't know, because a lot of people, like the Tekken players, they're supposed to kind of do their own entrances. They're supposed to be really like creative with it. Like last year, fucking Dominion, he actually for his entrance, he had them shut down all the lights like in the venue. And when they turned back on, he was right next to his opponent in the chair, ready to play. And I was like, that was sick. It was badass. I loved it.
The old Undertaker. I dig it. Any other thoughts, though? Any other thoughts on the...
Just Batman, really. I know a lot of people were complaining, but I think a lot of that was people were over-respecting Batman. People were like, okay, he's going to fucking go in. He's going to jump to me. He's going to fucking use his trait, but... I think if you leave Batman alone, you're playing the matchup wrong. You really got to smother that character, in my opinion. And a lot of people just weren't doing that. They were expecting, Forever King to default to Rushdown. I'd have to watch the top 8 again, but you can't give Batman space, in my opinion. I think once the matchup develops, a lot of that's going to go away. We'll talk about that in the Warriors Shrine, but it's Batman. You don't want to give him space. You don't want to give him time to plan. You got to go in on that character. In my opinion, that's the matchup. Like, he has every tool. You can't leave him alone. You got to play your game. That's what I think. So we'll see how that develops.
I see what you did there, and I like it.
Yeah, it was
Time to plan. Very good.
very
I hope
appropriate.
Batman survives the nerf storm that I'm pretty sure is coming. I worry about him.
Speaking of things that are coming, one thing I wanted to throw out there at some point.
Razor.
Okay, that's not how I meant it.
And we are.
Speaking
all
of
right.
things that are coming, I am having
know
a
what?
ball over here.
we've had episodes that have not taken quite as long as this one to get into the dick joke. So let's not be too hard on them.
You thought he wasn't part of it, and then he comes in at the end. See what I did? He didn't pull out.
Just
The
stuck it in there.
punchline is
What I actually want to say is,
You could say he has
everyone-
dry humor. He likes
Yes.
it. He likes it
right.
not moist.
Can I say my piece now? Are we done with the joke?
show us your piece, Razor. Show us.
Give it to me. Lay it
All
on
right,
me.
I'm gonna whip it
Just
out.
just whip it out.
All right, so so recently Ed has been talking about the quality of life changes they're working on, like a button that'll open all the mother boxes at once and shit like that. And I appreciate that they're trying, but I worry that they're doing the wrong thing, because if you put in a button that will open all mother boxes at once, guess
Suddenly,
what?
your
75
overflow is full.
75% of your shit just got deleted because your overflow filled. Yeah. That's a bad idea, man.
I want to assume that they're going to have the wherewithal and the foresight to realize that this will be a problem. And maybe, I don't know, kind of overhaul it and ditch the whole overflow system entirely, or at least give it a gigantic margin.
Or maybe the one way to get around that is anything that you get in the boxes right there, you can choose, it'll warn you, hey, if you don't delete something right now, you will lose these items. So that way you can at least sell something on the spot if you need to and make room.
I mean, even
if
opening
I
them
have-
in increments of 10 or 20 would make such a big difference over what we
Yeah,
have.
if I have 100 mother boxes, that's a lot of deleting you're asking me to do, which brings me to my second thing. Another thing that was, I don't know if Ed confirmed this or if this was just a suggestion from the interviewer that he said, yeah, like that too. But they said something about a button that would delete all your commons.
Delete.
Wanted for a character, and that's not what I want. Some of the commons look better than the blues and golds. I want to keep those.
Yeah.
All I want is for the delete button to be on screen where I can see what they look like. Just do that. Just do that.
There is no easy way around this. I think the system's kind of flawed and broken from the ground up a little bit. The UI is anyway. It's unfortunate.
Just let me delete a piece while I'm looking at it, so I can see whether or not it's aesthetically pleasing.
I just like to look at it. Yeah, I mean, I hope they're smart enough in the sense that they don't go that route. I mean, that's just one quality of life change that's needed. I mean, we've talked about the idea of being able to see what you're selling, as we were just mentioning. So, I mean, that's opening up multiple boxes at a time is only one issue with that whole system. The overflow being another. The not being able to see what you're deleting or selling, I should say, is a whole nother one. So, yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what all goes into it. I know he's talking about that one. Hopefully it's not just that, though. Hopefully it's a plethora of changes that all go in the way of fixing that system, because I definitely... I mean, I've been just accumulating boxes at this point. Anytime I log on to the game, I usually do it about daily, at least, to get the mobile rewards stuff that you get for turning on the console version. And I'll check what boxes I got from the guild and so on and so forth. And I just don't even bother opening them right now. So I'm waiting until it gets fixed to start opening things again. Because I already got a Scarecrow that I really love. I love all my loadouts for Scarecrow. I love my loadouts for Ivy. So I'm pretty much set in that regard. There's nothing I'm really waiting for or holding out for at this point.
I still need the Batman chest where the yellow oval logo.
Yeah.
That's kind of the only thing that I have. Like, it would be nice to have some Green Lantern gear that gives him white gloves, but I know it doesn't exist.
It'd be nice to eat like a fucking goddamn family for once.
Jesus.
Okay. But yeah, on that front, definitely. Hopefully they don't like screw any, like they don't have any major oversights or anything crazy like that. I'm with you.
I should probably log on to receive my awards. I have to confess, I kind of been waiting for this UI thing to come around. It's probably going to take months, so I should log on more often. But yeah, I have not been on much myself. I
think it'll be with Sub-Zero. I think the nice little patch to fix that stuff will probably be with Sub. That's my guess.
It's like I leveled up Jason to 20 in one night and went, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Don't know. I'm not even earning shit from now. The whole point of me getting him to level 20 was like I could just get good gear from him, like right off the start of the bat, and like not have to like worry about getting shit, and then like liking that shit, then having that shit become useless as I level him up, and fuck this, I'm turning on the console.
Well, the thing I like about Jason Todd is he's wearing a nice costume from the default, so I don't give a fuck what I earn for him.
Yeah, I feel that way too for a lot of my characters, like Fate, Beetle, Swamp Thing. These characters look good. I don't need to mess with them. They're in a good spot, you know?
Yeah. So
I wish he has a lot of appearances, but I simply don't. I like an any universe Swamp Thing looks great. He's just not an aesthetically pleasing design.
Well, like I've said, the only gear I have equipped on Swamp Thing actually takes away his shoulder pads.
Yeah,
Probably
it's hard not to make him look worse with the gear.
So Friday the 13th is fun.
Yeah. I'm enjoying that, when it doesn't crash. They're still working on it.
They're still working on it. They made it better with the last patch. It's been like endless work on all the versions. The Xbox version, unfortunately, is the worst version, but it's gotten better. Now it only crashes maybe every 4 or 5 games. It's definitely gotten much more consistent. And other than that, I mean, like bugs and issues wise, it's actually doing quite well. Game's still a ton of fun, and I'm still enjoying it. I've put about 60 hours into it at this point. And Redman seemed like he enjoyed it quite a bit when he played. Jodan loves the shit out of it. He's played way more than I even have as well. It's fun. It's definitely good times. Good times.
I don't get you people.
What do you
When
mean
the
by
Fighter
you
comes
people?
out,
What do you mean?
I mean you people. You disgusting gamers. You make me sick.
Oh my God.
Go back to the Mushroom Kingdom where you came from.
Oh.
I mean, NetherRealm puts out like a wonderful fighting game. It has Jason. You get Jason for years and years.
I'm playing
you learn
Jason.
combos with him. You get a wonderful new fighting game. You go back to Jason. My God, how much Jason does someone need in their life?
I only have one Jason in my live. And he happens to wear a hockey mask.
Don't tell Shadowloo I just bought Tekken, please. It's a secret.
No,
Is there a Jason in that one too?
No, there's no Jason.
Is there a Jason machine that gets thrown into a volcano? Is the guy under the king mask's name Jason? Wouldn't surprise me.
You know, that would fit. What's Marduk's first name?
Craig.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Craig.
It sounds so simple when you put it like that. But no, he's not in the game regardless, so
Well,
God,
he's Goldberg. Yeah. Goldberg's first name is just Bill.
Also, I don't know this, but like the name
Craig, last name.
The name Craig Marduk just sounds like someone about to drop the freshest hip-hop album of the year. I don't know what it is. Craig Marduk. That just sounds like a hardcore rapper name.
Marduk.
He's
great.
The hot fire.
Why did you say that name?
Oh my God.
But no, I'm still, to make it clear, I'm still having fun with Injustice 2 on console. I don't play it by myself. Like, if I'm playing a game by myself, it's pretty much gone down to this. Somebody asks me to play Injustice 2, I'll do some sets with them. Somebody, or on the weekends, if I'm voluntarily doing what I want on the weekend nights, it's playing Friday the 13th with Razor and Jodan, and recently Redman. On the weekdays, I'm usually playing the mobile game, Injustice 2 mobile game. It's kind of how my mix is going. So I'm definitely not burned out on the game. I just don't feel any need to play it by myself, I guess. I don't really need to practice because I'm already to the point where like Temp and I and Redman and I and even Django and I, we all trade wins to a point where I'm comfortable with. I don't need to be the best. I never felt like I needed to be the best. So as long as I feel like I'm in that mix, then hey, I don't need to spend like 3 hours in training mode to like have fun with this game. I'm already to a point where I'm already having a lot of fun with the game when we play. So I can't binge it on my own anymore. I already binged that game for the first like 2 weeks nearly nonstop. I've put easily like 70 or 80 hours into the game. So now I'm playing the other game I was waiting forever for, and that's Friday the 13th. And the mobile game is just something to do to pass by my time during breaks at work and at home when I'm doing other things like watching videos, because I can play it without thinking too hard. So yeah, it's good times. Good times.
I foresee a resurgence. Like, I'm trying to play the game as much as I can, but I can't really fucking like lab much anymore just because of time restrictions. Because I kind like the one reason why I'm playing Tekken 7 so much is I kind of have something to prove in that game. I really want to become competent in a 3D fighter.
Sure.
Which Soul Calibur was the closest I ever came, but I have a lot of trouble recommending that game because there's no frame data and there's no tutorial mode, and that is really disappointing. That's incredibly disheartening for a game that came out, in my opinion, in 2015. I feel like they should have those things, but I still really enjoy Tekken 7. I think Tekken 7's a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, well, there will be a resurgence. I'm starting class again in July, so we're all going to be super busy for a while. So I never really expected to play it as much in the coming months, but I think we'll all get back to it. I still, like, every once in a while, Redman will be like, hey, sets, and I'll be like, sure, we'll play like a 1st to 10.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, that's the best we can do right now.
That's where I'm at. Like, it's not that I don't enjoy playing the game. I think the game is a ton of fun. My opinion's not wavered on that. It's just as a solo game, fighters have never really been my thing. I don't ever really play fighters other than when it first comes out, to learn the characters, to get the endings, to go through story mode, and like I said, to learn your characters at first. That's the only time I really ever played fighters by myself. But it's not like MKX in the beginning where it's just like I lost all desire to play the game. It's like if somebody asked me to play the game, I'll still play the game. It's still fun to me. I had a blast, and yeah. So Friday, and it's fun. Friday is fun because it's just a completely different thing. It's a genre that's not at all like, I can't think of another game other than like Dead by Daylight or something where you get that feel, but even that's way different. But I like playing games with you guys that are different from what we've always played together. I mean, I feel like we've played countless one-on-one sets and stuff like that throughout, the past 2.5 years that we've been talking and doing stuff together. So when I can get Razor in like Friday the 13th and Redman and Jodan, it's great. It's just interacting in a different way than we're used to using. Same reason why I like Halo or any other games that we've played together. It's kind of doing things with your friends that are,
I enjoy the ability to play a game that's co-op. Like
exactly.
I've been talking a long time. I would really like to play more beat 'em ups.
Sure.
I mean, it's a nearly dead genre. It's mostly like 8 and 16-bit throwbacks, and that's a shame. That's why I keep saying
Shaolin monks. Man.
Yeah, we need Shaolin monks back. God damn it.
Yeah, if they made like a 4-player version of Shaolin Monks that's online, like as like a new game like Shaolin Monks 2 or whatever, that'd be sweet. But yeah, to piggyback on what you were saying, which was piggyback on what I was saying, is co-op is like, it's nice. It's nice to collaborate with each other. Like in Friday the 13th, only one person's Jason, so the others are camp counselors, so you're all running around trying to help each other, and it's just different experience. It's just good times. And it's nice playing with Jodan and stuff like that, and he talks and uses mic. I've never really heard him talk or use his mic when we play fighters, but maybe that's because we're usually talking over Skype rather than in-game. So, yeah. It's good stuff. Good stuff. But, yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else I need to get to. Anybody else have anything that they feel like they need to mention before next week?
I mean, there's a couple of things we can mention. There's some, some tier controversies that we can go over. Black Adam and Aquaman we could cover briefly. Also, like, I kind of want to address the patch thing, too. Everyone wants a patch. Not everyone, but a lot of people are asking for a patch right now. And I am even though I really feel like we shouldn't change anything, I'm at the point where I'd be okay with a patch after EVO that only adjusts 4 things. 1, Black Adam's damage. 2, Aquaman's damage. 3, I'd give a damage buff to Swamp Thing. And 4, I would take away some of the gaps on Gorilla Grodd's strings. And that is it. Very minor changes. And that is all I would do till 2018. And I know that's not going to make a lot of people happy, but including the people who don't want a patch are like, why the fuck are we changing Black Adam? Well, Black Adam obviously does way too much damage. It's so obvious. Like, I think Ultra David was saying on Ultra Chen that, well, he doesn't have mix-ups. Of course his damage is good. I don't fucking... First of all, he does have mix-ups. That trait double functions as a mix-up, but God, that character does so much damage. Right? Aquaman's damage is actually fairly reasonable, but his tools are so good that... I don't know. I just don't want to change any properties. I don't want anyone to have to relearn their character. I want to let the character rock out to see what people can discover. I feel like if you adjust damage, you preserve that. And I think Swamp Thing is genuinely strong. I honestly don't think Swamp Thing's that bad of a character. But relative to the top 5, I think he could use a little bit of help. Gorilla Grodd just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what they were thinking with that character. I don't know what they were going for. So those are my thoughts there. I'll go more into it on the Warrior Shrine probably, but after EVO, after July, I would be okay with changing those 4 things. That's it though, nothing else.
Cool.
I mean, design-wise, Gorilla Grodd, I think Gorilla Grodd's like really, really on point in terms of like his design, the things that they gave him, and but it's a tricky thing to try to combine the kind of brute force brawler type character that they wanted to go with TK Ermac setups. It almost worked, but not quite, I guess. A little bit more love won't hurt him.
It's interesting because I really thought he was going to be good when I saw the stream. When they were showing his tools, I was like, this looks really good. And then I play the game, and I think his biggest problem is he can't hit anything. He can't his strings, when he finally gets in, his strings are subpar. And just he doesn't have the range or the tools to really make anything happen. He has a lot of other cool shit, but a lot of it's gimmicks. Like, I down to his leap all the time. Like, it's not hard to react to. And so the question is, what does he do? I mean, that weird monkey float's okay, but you're not going to open anyone up with that. So, nonetheless, if he's low tier, he needs to stay low tier. I'm okay with getting rid of the gaps because that's not going to transform the character. But same thing with Swamp Thing. Like, I honestly think Swamp Thing is a functional character who does have a lot of good tools. I just think for someone who's so based on reads, he should get a little more damage. But I really think Swamp Thing's only bad comparatively. I think in a vacuum he's fine. We'll see though. I really want to have everyone's character philosophy play out to see what it can do. I don't want to change anything yet. The only reason I'm changing Black Adam and Aquaman is because they are, first of all, we're not really changing them. We're adjusting their damage. Their actual character strategies and their properties and their frames, none of that's changing. I am just adjusting damage because their tools and their damage is horribly, it's out of line. That's why.
I agree.
All right.
Yes, I feel like I'm saying a lot of things.
No, I think you're saying smart things that I agree with. I just don't like if I agree, like if I expanded any further, it would just be repeating what you just said. So
yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
I don't want to I don't want to be redundant, but I agree. I don't think there needs to be like a hardcore patch or nerfs or anything like that. If they're gonna tweak anything, tweak some damage. But other than that, I'm fine with it. Nothing in the game rubs me the wrong way. Nothing when I'm like playing so far has been like, oh, I want to stop playing this game because of this. Like, yeah, there's certain things that irritate me, but over time, I feel like people have gotten around some of those irritating things. But as you said, the only thing that's really just obnoxious is that damage. So that's the only thing I would be feeling like, hey, I'd be accepting to that change. Other than that, I agree with you in the sense that you've said before. Just give the game time to breathe. Things will pan out. We'll be able to have a better understanding, better knowledge on how it all breaks down, what's really broken, what really needs change, so on and so forth. Who needs the help, who doesn't. But yeah, so I agree with that sentiment for sure.
I'm just worried about Batman. Like, he's sort of like it's like the Ken Watanabe factor from Godzilla. Like, that's what Batman is to me. He balances out all the high tiers. You know, he keeps the upper echelon of characters honest because he is very good. He's number 3 in the game, in my opinion. But I don't know. I think even though he's good, I think he's good for the roster. But we'll see. We'll see how that turns out.
Right.
I don't think you should patch Batman. And I mean ever.
Okay.
He's supposed to win. Don't you see?
He is the knight.
He's fine the way he is. He's got a plan. All you need to know.
I agree. I agree.
That's all I got, folks.
I feel like there's something really pleasing about whether it was intentional or not, the fact that in-game, if you give him time to plan, that's how Batman wins.
It's awesome. Well, it's actually incredibly smart. Because if he does nothing and you do nothing, he's building trait. And once he builds trait, he can get in on pretty much any character in the game. So it's very smart game design, in my opinion. Aesthetically, not what I would have gone with, but like just giving that character time and space really turns into an advantage for him. And I think there's not many fighting game characters in history that do that. Not that I can think of. Nothing in Street Fighter, at least. Which has covered every archetype at this point.
Build trait if you sit there and do nothing. Should also build health
too, if he's zoning. Yeah.
Should also build health and meter if you're sitting there and you're doing nothing. He should just gain meter all the time. There's an idea for a patch right now.
He virtually does.
If the round ends and you're both at the same health, Batman still wins. From psychological advantage alone.
He's a lot of fun. I didn't play Batman in the last game. I played in this game, and he is probably the second funnest character in the game. I think he's a blast. I love him.
He's cool. Was never going to be my go-to guy or anything, but he plays like Batman. Of course, my ultimate ideal Batman would probably be a living shadow, and
you just never see him.
It's never going to happen.
I mean, that's what the game they should be making after Arkham Knight would be. But no, they're going to skip to Damian instead, I guess.
My ultimate playable Batman is drawn by Tim Sale.
Well, it's a kind of a spoiler, but at the end of Arkham Knight, he starts using fear gas as part of his arsenal. It's like the true ending if you complete 100%.
Oh, I think you guys told me that before. Or I think I YouTubed it, or I saw it on Red Letter Media. One of those things happened. I don't remember the order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just happy they're making more Arkham games, whoever the hell it ends up being, Damien or whatever. I want to see the continuation to that story. But as long as it's made by Rocksteady, not the damn...
It does feel weird to even have Damien in a universe where, like, aren't Ra's and Talia dead?
Technically, but are they ever really dead?
Well, I mean, there's a DLC mission where you can actually prevent Ra's from getting any more Lazarus Pit help so that he'll die of old age in jail.
No, but I mean, if they somehow manage to work with Grant Morrison and take a lot of cues from his RIP arc and Batman 666, I don't see any particular reason why a Damien-fronted Batman game could not work.
I have faith in him as long as it's Rocksteady. The WB one, the other one,
Montreal.
Yeah, the Montreal WB one. That one, like Batman Origins, wasn't bad by any means, but it wasn't on an inferior level compared to the other three, in my opinion.
They kind of borked the fighting system a little bit in the comboing, and then once you got the shot gloves, it was all over, and that Deathstroke fight, blech. It felt like more of the same.
Still
you know?
better than fighting Deathstroke's tank and not him and fucking Knight.
Yeah,
That was the problem with Knight. Though.
Yeah.
That was
the
Well,
Batmobile, but yeah.
goddamn. It was a good fight. I just didn't need to do it 85 times.
It's me
It would've-
again.
Like, it wouldn't have bothered me so much if you got to fist fight him after he got out of the tank. It's Deathstroke. Come on.
Yeah, that is weird. I heard about that, and that made me not want to buy the game, to be honest with you. That actually kind of turned me off of the whole experience. Because I liked Arkham Asylum a lot, and I enjoyed Arkham City for the most part as well.
I think conventional wisdom is now holding that Arkham Asylum is actually the best of the entire series. Seems to be most people's go-to.
I still
I
like
feel like
City.
I like City best.
Yeah, I mean, Arkham Asylum I hold up really highly. It's still one of my favorite games of all time, but City to me, I just liked everything a little bit more about it. I liked a lot of the stories, the side quests, some of the exploration and the elements. I don't know, there's magic about that game that it's so good.
It legitimately took everything the first game had and added to it in like the best way, and also you could play as Catwoman. And
yeah, that helped too. That was cool. And Nightwing. And yeah, I mean, it was just fun in general. There was some good stuff.
There was a lot for me to really like about Arkham Knight, and I want to say it's my favorite one. I need to get back to going around and giving it a second playthrough in the old '89 DLC outfit, because of course I downloaded that.
That's the best thing about Knight is all of the costumes.
All the costumes. I mean, it made heavy use of characters that I really, really loved, and there was really something really nice and magical about flying over the city when it was full of fucking fear gas.
Yeah,
I love that section of the game.
It's one of my favorite Ivy moments, honestly, not to spoil what the whole thing with Ivy, because I'm sure there's some people that haven't played it, but I really liked how they handled Ivy. I loved how they handled Scarecrow. So yeah, there was some...
I even loved how they handled Joker, if you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
That was really creepy. I really liked how they did Joker.
Yes.
Yeah. There was
people complain about the Arkham games being all about Joker. I don't really mind it.
In that sense, I somewhat agree, but Arkham Asylum and City were great with the Joker. Arkham Knight was a nice departure, and Joker's role in it wasn't major enough to give you that feel. I felt like it was just perfectly executed. So, yeah, I mean, I think the whole trilogy was fantastic. Arkham Knight is my least favorite of the bunch, but at the same time, that's not saying it's a bad game. I got over the Batmobile. It's more irritating and tedious than it was ruining the game for me. It still had some really strong, very powerful, effective moments in the game, and great characters. Do you know if the next one's gonna be Montreal or Rocksteady? Did it ever say in that rumored thing about Damien?
I suspect it's gonna be Montreal, because Rocksteady was pretty adamant about Knight being their last Batman game. They wanted to do new things. Yeah. I don't know if they've gone back on that.
But that could just mean Batman in sense probably,
of... I will ask around my town and see what happens.
It could be a situation like Bungie and Halo, where they're just look, we've done 3, we want to do something else now. Here you go. Sure. Take it.
It's the Christopher Nolan effect. I mean, they probably put a lot of effort and time into that. They wanted to move on to something else and not have to... I mean, it's got to be incredibly stressful when you actually put out a good product each time. How long can, as Nolan would always say, that was his big argument of not wanting to do anymore, is how many times are you going to roll that dice, roll those dice and really come up with something that just absolutely sucks.
I would argue that Nolan probably should have stopped the one sooner. But
I like...
I know we
I like Rises a lot.
I enjoy Rises quite a bit myself.
But I hope it is Rocksteady. I know they said it was going to be their last Batman game, but at the same point,
maybe they knew what they were doing.
Maybe they just meant their last Batman game, not their last in that universe, so to speak. So who knows? But they could pull one of those. But yeah, I mean, that's all we have to really cover this week. Kind of had some fun little conversations added on. We will see you guys next week for episode 72, where depending if there's any news revealed, which we don't think there will be, look forward to maybe a more positive focused episode on our favorite things about Injustice 2, kind of like a round table, so to speak. So that is on the agenda. We will get to that if we can make an episode out of it. Other things usually tend to get in the way, so we can't make it a whole episode about it, but it's definitely something that's going to demand that time and require that time. So if we can, look forward to that next week, guys. Thanks for tuning in once again. You guys take care. Adios.
Love on you.
Peace.
Night.
I see what you did there.
Comma, I am the.
Outstanding.